Okay, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Strathaven High School. We're right now getting ready to get into the championship game of the Delaware County Coaches Association 11th Annual All-Star Game. My name is Tom Johnson. I'll be joined by John Zeke, who will color commentate for me for the game. We just got done an exciting game, the South versus the East. There's 4 divisions, obviously, Northwest, East, and South. The South beat the East in their contest to take 3rd place. And now the North will tee it up against the West to decide the championship game of this tournament. Both teams have been introduced, and a good person to look for right now is Mike Ioro, a 6'8", second-team All-Delco forward out of Archbishop Carroll, who had 20 points last night and basically led the Northern team. I see John's joining me. John, this looks like to be an exciting game. What are your thoughts going into it?
Well, I think both teams last night played a good ball game, and again, the North All-Stars had a squeaker over the South last night. Did a very fine job. Iorio here, as you mentioned, played very well. Jim Hardy for Springfield on the West All-Stars is another person that you should watch, and I think we'll see a good ball game. There's Jim right now missing that first shot, but draws a foul.
Okay, the starters for the two teams, in case you missed them by the public address announcer, for the North, they're going to go with Chris McCabe, Greg Bishop, Ken Wilson, Willie Reed, and Mike Ioro. And for the West, Mike Brannon, Jim Lynham, Jim Hardy, Mark Pressner, and Jason Dickerson. At the line, number 22 was Jim Hardy out of Springfield. Big Springfield representation here today. They have 4. The only larger representation is O'Hara. They sent 5 to this game.
I guess for the people out there in the viewing audience, the one name that strikes a chord right away is number 20 out there for the West team, Jim Lynham, his father being the assistant coach for the Philadelphia 76ers.
Which would tend to pinch a nerve or two here and there. Do you think that's a help or a hindrance to him?
To Jimmy?
Yeah.
I don't think Jimmy worries about that. He's a good young man, plays hard, a very good student in school. He's had to move around quite a lot because of his father's profession, but I've had a chance to talk to him on a number of occasions, and I don't think it bothers him too much.
Okay, Mark Pratzner, unsuccessful on the shot, but he does draw the foul. So he's go to the line. Greg Bishop picks up 2 quick fouls from Marple Newtown. He's 6'3". Shot does not roll. It's still 2-0 in favor of who? I am not sure. I didn't hear the designations of home and visitor for tonight's game. As soon as the next basket, I'll be able to tell. And okay, the West leads 3-0. Okay, as that car gets moved out of the way.
Well, that's mine, and I'll be leaving now. I don't park in fire lanes.
Good basket that time by Mr. Reed to cut it to 3-2. Just underway, in case you've just joined us in the first period of play. 20-minute halves here at the Delaware County Coaches Association 11th Annual All-Star Game. Block shot, picked up, break. Got a flyer up there who's going to get a shot. Oh, he missed it. Follow, no good. Ball's up in the air a lot. Finally picked up by the North, and he traveled. Streaking down the right side there was number 24, Willie Reed out of Glen Mills. Didn't quite, he had a good shot, didn't quite get the roll into the basket. Almost lost out of bounds, kept back in. And knocking it out of bounds, doing a good heads-up play, is number 25 for the North, who is Ken Wilson. West has control. Jump shot was off, fouled, moving to the basket, underhanded, didn't go, was number 11, Jason Dickerson, Springfield player. Hassling. Pass inside, turn around and shot. in and out. Followed up. Trying to use the glass. No go was number 20 for the North, Greg Bishop. The West back the other way.
Both teams at this time are a little sloppy right now, and once again, as I mentioned before, I think in an all-star game you find the teams not playing together so much during the year. The players tends to be that way sometimes.
Nice jump shot by the Northern player, Willie Reed.
Reminiscent of his shot to win the game last night.
Short. Back again. Oh, good head fake. Down the other end, as you said, John, a slightly sloppy play to start off with. But that was an excellent head fake. Pulled off by number 11, Jason Dickerson. I don't think anybody knew where he was going to pass the ball. I don't even think the person who knew was getting the pass knew he was going to get the ball.
Well, that happens sometimes. Shot blocked there by Jim Hardy from Springfield.
Jump shot was short. Gets his own rebound, number 21, Chris McCabe. And thrown to nobody, 24, Willie Reed. I don't know whether that was a busted play or...
Once again, it's just the unfamiliarity that the players have with one another that leads to a bad pass now and then. But I think as they get going here in the game, play will start to tighten up a little bit. Mike Brannon scores for O'Hara inside.
Chris McCabe doing a lot by himself and scoring also by himself, picking up a foul. Be a substitution coming in. Ramsey coming in.
Notice that knee brace on Ramsey's leg. Ramsey took a big spill last night in the ball game, and it's nice to see that he's back out here ready to play tonight.
Oh, he's not favoring it at all. He seems to be moving pretty well with both legs. And falling down, Jason Dickerson, I think he just slipped. Or then again, he could have got fouled. 16:04 left to go. It is 7-6. The West trails by 2. Shooting one-handed, number 22, Jim Hardy.
That's a good shot by Jim in terms of athletic ability. I don't think it's a good shot in terms of what a coach would want to see from a young man, but the ball went in.
Can't take that away from him. And a good power move. Number 12 for the North, Eric Ramsey, 5'9" senior out of Glen Mills. And he will have the chance for the three-point play, which would put them up by 3 if he's able to convert. Fouled shot, another foul. I believe that'll be on number 30.
Yeah, that's on Mike Iorio. He was over the back on that play, and Tom Ross called him for the foul.
I believe we have different officials for this game, John, if you could introduce them for us.
Well, we have Tom Ross out there, and not sure the other official right now. We'll pick that up a little later on.
Okay, I didn't mean to put you on the spot.
No, that's okay.
I thought you knew who they were. Because I don't, personally.
Well, Tom, I do, because Tom does some college ball games on a JV level, and the other fellow I do know, but the name slips my mind at this moment.
We'll be sure to update that for you. Driving to the basket, but missing. Aiello's shot's partially blocked. Scramble underneath. Up in the air, but without the basketball. Okay, number 23, who is Ted Evans from Radnor, 6'4", checks in. And we also have a new player in for the West who I didn't catch. Loose ball will be controlled by the West. New player for the West is number 20. No, that's not Jim Lynam. Jim Lynam's been in the game. It's a different new player. I'll find him. There he is. Number 10, Ken Ball. Lynam underneath with the right arm. It's a good basket.
Well, once again, you have Kenny Ball in here from Strathaven High School and Jim Lynam, both point guards in their programs, and makes it difficult for a fellow when he has to move out of position.
3 green hands got on it, but none of them directed it towards the bench. Ball streaking down the right side. Passes into the corner. Inside again, the ball through a couple of towers. And I'm not sure who the foul was on. All right, Ken Myers is a PA announcer, lets us know. That's Ron Case, as I mentioned before. First shot rolls out for Ball. A lot of substitutions I've noticed in this game. Compared to the last game, they made mass substitutions at one time. This game, they prefer to rotate people in and out.
Well, both teams have a lot of players, and the idea is to give everyone an opportunity to play, give them a chance to showcase their abilities, and that's why the coaches have different philosophies. So,
no basket, so the point is detracted. Say he stepped his foot over the line. A tough call to have to deal with. Okay, the North trying to go down the lane. Fishes off. A stab shot, number 32. Tony Nash out of Glen Mills. 4 Glen Mills players here today. Ball at the point. Let's go. Up top, looking to go inside, goes back to Ball, changes direction, goes inside, shoots, and it bounces in. Loose ball goes out of bounds, is awarded to the West team.
Steve Van and Sean Rockwell, the game for the West All-Stars.
11-11 is the score with 13:19 left to go. They're playing 20-minute halves. Jump balls are alternating between the two teams. Penalty is after the 7th foul. In case you just joined us, my name is Tom Johnson. I'm joined with John Zeke, bringing you all the exciting action. As down the lane, goes down the lane for John O'Hare. Good crisp pass to number 23, who scores for the North, Ted Evans. One of the 2 Radnor reps here for this game. Scoots in and out. Quick tempoed game to start with. Shots off. 1-on-1. Goes inside the ball, who came out of nowhere to spring free and gets the finger roll in. A lot of flash right now. Shot drops this time for number 15, Ken Myers, out of Harriton, the lone Harriton representative here today.
Oh, last night Kenny played a very fine game. Probably of the games I've seen so far, probably the best pure shooter that's been in the tournament.
Oh, there he goes again, putting another one in. That was a little bit of a free one. He was able to spring free on a fast break. It's 17-15. He tried to steal that time, was able to knock it out of bounds. Okay, a couple of substitutions. Dave Engel, as you heard, come in. Tony Meyer, and Craig Jacoby. And Jacoby giving Ball a real hard time. Oh, that's not Ball, it's the other player. Ball has the ball now, if you can try and understand that.
Yeah, that's unfair that they name a guy Ball when they're playing basketball. He should have to change his name. Ball with the ball. That's hard to remember.
Tough. Why don't we think of a new name for him?
All right, I'll work on that. New name for Ken Ball. We'll have something for the second half of tonight's contest.
Shot goes in, number 23, Ted Evans, making his presence known in this game a couple times. Makes two in a row. It's 19-15. Ball is tipped away and stolen, controlled by number 31. He's bringing it up himself, I'm sure unfamiliarly, is Tony Meyer. A lot of big guys in there for the North right now. And Meyer, or no, it's
Ted Evans again.
Yeah, Evans picks up the basket. How you doing, Mike? For a second there, John trying to communicate with our technical people, including Mike Cunningham, who's running the show this game. He's an intern from East Stroudsburg State, doing a good job for Dimension coming along.
Well, Mike Cunningham is a ex-basketball player, played in the Sharon Hill AA, and I had the opportunity to coach Mike. No, it wasn't a dubious honor. Mike was a good basketball player. Glad to see that he has a job. I always like to know the guys I coached have jobs. I'm glad to hear that.
Hey, he's in his senior year at East Stroudsburg.
Well, you can't blame him for everything. I mean,
10:26 left to go. First half. It's 21-15. The West led briefly early on, 3-0, but the North has asserted itself ever since. At the line, number 32 is Tony Nash. He makes it 23-15. New face in there for the West is number 25, Steve Vankowski. Tough layup, didn't go. A lot of big men in there right now fighting for that ball. Kenny Ball finally gets the basket.
Kenny who?
We'll be getting a new name for him.
That's right, Kenny Ball.
We'll get it. Shot short off the rim. Kowski going the other way. almost loses control, throws a duck up, gets picked up by number 30, Eric Warren, who follows with the basket.
We give Vankowski an assist on that play.
Yeah.
That was a pass. We're charitable here in an all-star game.
Okay. Will not get an argument from me. Shot, good. 32, Tony Nash. Oh, hammered. Number 21 out of the West, Sean Rothwell from Pencrest. I'm like, out of the West.
Out of the West from Pencrest.
Yeah.
Tony Nash is first. Team 6.
I think thus far in the game, the one thing that has struck me, the North team certainly has a size advantage, and I think if they can exploit that size advantage a little bit here, that they're going to give the West team an awful lot of problems.
I think overall we've got a lot of bigger men in here than we had the last game. There was a clear definition between size and small, large and small. Right here, everybody's the same height but big. Real close. I saw a lot of slam dunks in the practice. Okay, North coming down the court rather quickly. Shooting.
Nice move by Mike Iorio.
Bringing the ball up was number 10, doing a little behind the back, Dave Engel from Conestoga. Shot high off the back of the rim. Rebounded. Dove for, and that effort paid off for the North. Passing a little difficult, and the North gets control. Okay, Jay Armitage checks into the game, along with Andy Kirkpatrick for the West. Armitage, a lot of you remember from the O'Hara game that they played against Bonnet at a Dimension covered a couple months ago. 8:28 left to go in the half. It's 27-20, the North leads. Shot, 31. And a score, Tony Meyer. Going baseline. And they're going to call a charge. Out of the West, number 14, John. Oh, no, that's Andy Kirkpatrick.
And Mike Iorio did a great job there, just getting set, and he knew that the fellow was going to come to the basket and established his position and got the charge. A lot of times you don't see that from the big fellas. They want to block shots, but that's a real smart play.
Okay, basket from the corner is number 10, Dave Engel. Shot was off for tough game inside there right now.
Yeah, Bill Kersher missed that jump shot. Bill, a very fine shooter out of Buddy Gardler's program at O'Hara. And rebound of the miss by John O'Hare, another Cardinal O'Hara star.
And we got 5 players from Cardinal O'Hara. All of them 6 foot or above. Rolls away, rebounded by the North. Ken Wilson picked up the rebound. Streaking a long pass, a dangerous pass, but does get there. The shot isn't any good, though. Number 30 is Mike Iorio. Okay, Engel. Shot making up for the charge. Last time down is Kirkpatrick. Iorio. Ooh, long jump shot.
Greg Bishop, and that's what Bishop does well. He's a very fine outside shooter. Being recruited by schools such as Lehigh and Lafayette.
Hey, I have to, excuse me a little bit, John. Some of these players I'm not too familiar with, so I get them confused every once in a while.
Well, it's hard here in an all-star game, and you're looking at a lot of different people from different schools. Difficult to keep up with everyone.
Okay, they're shooting the fouls right now. Both teams in a penalty, you were saying, John?
Yeah, you have Greg out there, as I say, Division I recruit, probably with Lafayette, and in the Delaware County Daily Times recount of last night's article, or last night's game, Mike Iorio appears to be headed for Philadelphia Textile.
It's just a matter of a signature, so I understand. Is that a letter of intent, or
Well, Textile's a Division II program, so they don't really have to bother with that, but it is a scholarship offer, I'm sure.
Ball on John Harris, second. Mike Iorio,
6:54 left to go in the half. Shot goes good. I believe Iorio has asserted himself quite yet in this game, but I think he'll come alive once he gets a good sweat broke.
Yeah, Mike is not really a really polished offensive player at this point in his career because he had to play, as it mentioned again in the article, in the shadows of Barry Beckadam, an All-American. But his best days are ahead of him for basketball.
Okay, the basket inside, number 22, Jim Hardy.
On a nice inbounds pass from number 20, Jim Lynham.
Picked up inside, high shot, didn't go. Iorio follows, no good. Stays north. Underneath, going to the basket, and hammered. For the North, number 21 drove to the basket. Chris McCabe, able to draw the foul, didn't get the shot. Oh, that's 25. Ken Wilson. Same team, different people. Different team, different people. I'm losing it, John.
It's all right. It's been a long night so far. Good ball game that we have going on right now, though.
Two
36-24 is the score. 6:02 left to go in the half. Some crisp passing by the West. A good shot taken off the back of the rim. Stolen. Tried to get a little too fancy, though. He got lucky, a player, but that's 1-on-4 break. And we're going to have a charge.
It's a good call and a nice play by Tony Wilson out of Glen Mills. Yeah. Tony held his ground against a very fine player in Jim Hardy, and
you're not going to get a basket too often, 1-on-4.
No, and Jim just took the ball to the basket. Tony was in good position and drew the charge.
Bishop, another long jumper.
You can see why Bishop is a Division I commodity with the new 19.9 three-point play rule in college basketball. Shots from there count 3 points next year for him instead of 2.
They're going to input that in, huh?
Yeah, that was passed just this last week by the NCAA.
Are they still trying to decipher the shot clock controversy?
No, that's going to stay the same way, I think, at 45 seconds.
Yeah, a lot of people weren't happy with the number or whether it should be there at all. Now the big thing is sort of my thing. If the shot goes in, Iorio, the big thing now is sort of my business, the instant replay. Whether that really should be inserted. Does that take the power away from the referee, or... What's your opinion on that?
It's hard to say. I think with the instant replay, it could have some value. And
I believe it has its place. I don't think it should be used consistently. I think the referee should maintain control of that instant replay. Whether it should be up to them whether they want to use it or not. No foul there.
No, Mike did what we call in the Academy Award. You got it. There it is. It was a good Academy Award performance, but he didn't get the award this time.
It's just a nominee. Good move inside to get the basket.
Billy Kirshner.
I like the way they can get down the lane and do that hand movement, so if the shot is blocked in one direction, they can adjust and bring the shot up from another angle.
Well, it takes some talent in terms of being able, as you said, to adjust your shot. And Billy is a very fine shooter.
Sort of a shot pass. Diallo.
Mike is really starting to turn it on.
It's a pass, though, right?
That's right, charity. Charity first.
Good basket. They're starting to, I think their eyes are starting to get a little bit better.
It's
more
Jimmy's,
so for the North.
Jimmy's spot along the baseline. When he gets the ball down there and has an opportunity to get it off, he's a very high percentage shooter from the baseline.
Look at an old comedy routine. Makes a throw, but the ball doesn't go.
Yeah, Jimmy got going a little too fast for himself there and wasn't able to complete the play. It's good to see him pushing the ball down the floor, though.
Thank you. There's a shot. It's off. And the outside jumper. Maybe it was too short of a shot for him.
Almost. With Greg, that happens sometimes. If it's not far enough out, he comes up a little long as he did on that one.
Ooh, good pass inside. Line him. And fouled up.
Ted Kirkpatrick with a nice follow for a score.
Basket scored by
That shot was over top of a body. Didn't quite make it there.
Yeah, I think Greg was fouled on that shot and didn't draw the foul.
Pass. Oh, just bang that layup too hard off the glass. Out of bounds for the North. Number 12, Eric Ramsey, making his first appearance. This new face is constantly moving into the game and trying to keep track of him. Jim Lynham, his father, as you mentioned before, the 76ers, is here. And we just got word through my headset here that we're going to have a little interview at halftime with the assistant coach. He's agreed to talk to us, which I think is a treat.
Yeah, I think it's great to see that Jimmy's here watching his son play. It's very difficult, of course, being a coach in the NBA this time of year, and especially with the position the Sixers are in, getting ready for the playoffs. But I'm sure that'll be a very good halftime interview that everyone out there in the listening audience will enjoy.
Okay, you see an in-depth view of the North huddle over there, wearing green. They're in pretty much the driver's seat, 42 to 30. Getting down close to halftime. I think this is where they wanted to be. The West is going to have to come back. They had an easy game last night against the East. Not an easy game, but a comfortable win. And the North had to battle last night to beat the South, and they got that last-minute buzzer beater, as you said.
Yeah, Willie Reed hit a shot down there with 1 second last night on the clock and is, again, chronicled by the Daily Times.
Up this road, linking up.
He said, I put it up and it went in. You like guys like that.
Off, thinking they did it wrong, and it goes right through the net.
I used to do that a lot when I played.
Everybody set up for a rebound and bang, it goes right in.
Most of the time it was off, so.
Lynham, slowing it down.
Now, Mark Kratzner from Springfield made a very nice play there to get his defender up in the air and draw the foul, and opportunity for a three-point play didn't go, so he'll have 2 foul shots here.
Foul on the second.
takes the first one. One guy coming in, two people walking out. A little bit of a disadvantage there. All right, Jason Dickerson comes in for Bynum. Substitution was made. With 2:24 left to go in the half. And another player just comes in, Mike McCoy. 20, Bishop checks out. He picked up 2 quick fouls in the beginning of the game. I think he's been pretty safe since then.
Nice pass in there by Eric Ramsey, but I see him limping a little bit on that knee that he injured last night, and I hope he doesn't try to overextend himself here.
I think I can see a little wince of pain on his face, or expression of pain. Good move. Inside Pressner had to do a lot of elbow and arm rotation to get that ball up. Pass across, gets intercepted. It's a 3-on-2 break. Oh, beautiful pass. Ball didn't have a shot. I don't believe it. They had 3-on-0, and he didn't move fast enough to get the fast break going. And they're going to call offensive foul. West coach Jim Sherry and Sean Kearney were almost falling off their chair. They couldn't believe it.
Well, I would hope that they would be happy with a charge on that play, because that was a close call. Could have gone either way. And I think when he got up in the air, he swung his arm a little bit and might have caught the player. I can't see his number on the floor. Caught him with a fist or a hand in the face. Seems to be okay, though.
I see a shot of him there. That's number 11 from the West team, Jason Dickerson, Springfield player. One of the littler guys out there at 5'9". In fact, the only person is Kim Ball, and he is also 5'9". And they are both in there. Oh, Dickerson lost the ball. They're going to get the easy layup, number 11 for the North, Craig Jacoby. Winding down to a minute left to go in the first half. Getting the layup following the shots. It's 46-38. The West creeping back a little bit. The lead was 116. It's now 8. Turnaround. 13 for the North. Mike McCoy, Archbishop Carroll player. Long jump shot. Bressner. 48-40. 20 seconds left to go in the half. All right, North will go for the last shot of the half. Take their time. All right, I think it's about time for them to push it up. They take the shot with 3 seconds, 2, 1. That's it. Shot to walk it off fast enough, not that it was going to go in anyway. Their halftime score is 50-40. The North with 10-point lead over the West. And as they go into the locker room, John, your thoughts of the first half?
Well, I think it was a good ball game in the first half. I think the big difference is Mike Iorio so far. With Mike in the ball game, the North squad has seemed to dominate both ends of the play on the backboard. Just there at the end of the half, the West team was able to make a run, and of course Mike was out of the ball game. So I think the West team is going to need to find a way to stop Mike in the second half to get themselves back in this ball game.
Okay, our halftime activities will continue right after this brief pause. The score is 50-40 for John Zeke. I'm Tom Johnson.
Hi, I'm Mike Schmidt, and this is my friend Karen Thumb. On Sunday, April 27th, more than 50,000 people in the Delaware Valley will join March of Dimes Walk America and step out against birth defects. Join your community for 25 kilometers of fun, food, and excitement. Join now. Call your local March of Dimes or 972-0866.
Showtime makes comedy excitement in April with our own comedy.
In the game, the Delaware County Coaches Association, this is our 11th annual All-Star Game. The program itself, do you think this is good for the guys to showcase their abilities a little bit for the college scouts?
I think it is very definitely. In fact, I was probably here, if not the first year, one of those early years, because I remember when I was a coach at St. Joe's, I'd come to this game on several occasions. And I think it's good for a lot of these young fellas that maybe aren't sure where they're going to go to school. I know looking around, seeing some coaches here in the stands, I was sitting with Herb McGee, the coach of Textile, during the first half. So I think it gives the young fellas an opportunity.
You wouldn't happen to be scouting for the Sixers sometime, would you? About 4 or 5 years down the road?
No, I came over really to see my son play. I don't get that much of a chance during the year.
Yeah, that's some John Zeke commented for the coach of Cabrini. He said it's really nice, man, in your position right now with the playoffs coming up, to be able to come down and see the son play. It's a real nice gesture, I think, on your part.
Well, I enjoy watching really high school basketball, college basketball, but during the year, the frequency with which we have our games, it's difficult to do.
Okay, speaking of the Sixers, how are they doing right now?
Well, as you're probably aware, we have some serious injury problems. We've really been playing extremely well, I think, over the past week, 10 days. But if we hope to go far in the playoffs, we have to get our people back.
Okay, how's Moses the leg?
Well, Moses' situation is his eye. He got...
All right, yeah, I'm thinking Sadeo with the ankle.
Okay, it's Moses, I think, is the most serious injury. He has a fracture, they call it the shelf of the eye, actually. It's in the like around the cheekbone area.
Is that giving him a visibility problem?
It's not so much his vision, but his equilibrium.
Okay.
And he's going to, if and when he's going to be able to play, they'll insist that he play with the goggles. So that's obviously a very big adjustment. So we're hoping that he can continue to improve, and I guess the start of the playoffs are about a week away.
I think you have to be happy with Julius Irving's performance the last couple of weeks.
Well, as Doc pointed out, when you lose a player of Moses' stature, it kind of creates some opportunities for somebody to take advantage of. And Julius is the type of player that he sacrifices, let's say, some of his offensive abilities because of the other people that he's playing with, which is what good teams are all about. And in this void where Moses has been out, he's kind of picked up the slack.
Okay, getting back to this game a little bit, your son's down, his team's down to 10 points. If you were the coach, what do you tell these guys right now? The North, they're out here practicing. They haven't had a meeting yet, but the West team is in there. They're talking. I think they want to win this game.
Well, I'm sure they both want to win. I'm not that familiar, with the styles of the play or, the abilities of the players, to be honest with you. I think in the All-Star games, you try to get an unselfish concept and try to get your team to play good defense. And, it's very tough to bring guys together that don't know one another and, like, in a couple of days to instill or institute, like, say, some kind of a style of play. So usually the guys that are most unselfish and play the best defense win these games.
All right, Coach, thank you very much.
My pleasure.
This is a real treat for me. I want to thank you for giving me this interview.
Bye.
For the coach, we're going to continue our halftime activities in just a moment. I'm Tom Johnson. We'll be right back. Dickerson fixing that up for us. I believe that's him. Yeah, Jason. I'd like to once again thank Jim Lynham Sr. for granting me that interview at halftime. Very in-depth interview. Got a little bit of information about this game, a little bit of information about how the Sixers are doing right now.
Well, I'm not concerned about the Sixers. What did he say about this game? What was the in-depth scoop?
He said he didn't know too much about the players here, but he thinks defense is going to be a key for the second half.
Typical coach. Defense is always the key.
He said the unselfish players will shine in this game.
That's a big basket, really, for the West. They need to keep it close. You come out and you're down 10, you want to cut it to 8 right away, and they did, with an opportunity to make it even less. But Iorio, again, very fine move, use of the left hand. I'm really impressed with Mike's play tonight.
Yeah, he's starting to come on a little bit. He had 7 points in the first half. One of the leaders for the North team. Puts his total up to 9. Shot off the side of the rim, followed. Oh, it would have been nice if it went in. He put it right around somebody. Not bad movement there for the North. Shot didn't go. Tried to do it all himself. Shot takes a short bounce off the rim. Both two Northern guys grab it. They
Wilson
both
and Iorio both wanted a ball, and Wilson said, "I'll take it," and Mike said, "Okay."
Ball knocked free, but picked up again by the West. Streaking across the middle is number 14, not getting it in. Follow, no good. Iorio the rebound. Or no, that's not Iorio, that's our long shot taker who takes another one and hits it.
Greg
Bishop.
Out of Marple Newtown High School. Like I said, next year, Greg, instead of having 6 points, would have 9. They've all been outside that 3-point range.
Kirkpatrick shooting and getting the bump foul. He sort of delayed his action there. Get somebody up in the air, leaned into him, and got him to come down on top of him.
Very good ball fake by Kirkpatrick.
7 teams first.
It's 54-42, a 12-point lead for the Northern Division.
I think the West team would like to try and exert more defensive pressure, a la what Coach Lynham said at halftime, number 1. And I also think they'd like to try and push the ball more because they do have a little bit of a height disadvantage. The problem being that a lot of the players play in very structured offenses in their high school and are not used to the open floor game.
Bishop putting it back up top. Inside. Ball picked up, was loose for a moment. Long shot, but good. I don't think that knee bothered him on that shot. I think that felt good. Shot was short. Fed up outside. Little forearm there, incidental contact. Bishop in the corner.
Yeah, if Greg gets that open shot, he's going to stick it. He's not the type of guy who's going to create a lot of shots for himself, but in the style of a Chris Mullen, if he's open, he's going to put the ball down.
Tried to put it in into the middle through a lot of traffic with a smile on his face, raising his hand, saying, "Yeah, I did it." Number 25, Kenny Wilson. I like to see the smiles on the faces in an all-star game, especially in the second half. Goes in with a 3-point play opportunity.
Well, that was one where you have two teammates looking for each other. Bill Kirshner from O'Hara found John O'Hare underneath the basket, and John has a 3-point opportunity now.
Okay, Ken Ball checks back in. Gonna have to figure out what we're gonna name him. We'll think of something soon.
Well, I discussed it with a few people outside at halftime, and I had a couple interesting ideas.
I'll bet you did.
Not all of them I can share on the air, but we're going to still come up with something for Ken Ball, with or without the ball.
How about Ken Bat?
Bat and ball?
Yeah, well, that's baseball.
Bat with ball.
How about Ken Rim? Call him Ball in the Rim. A lot of effort in there. No, the ball just would not drop, though. Bishop handing off. Sounds like a football game. We're swatted clear by Kirkpatrick. Rim going the other way.
Yeah, rim going the other way. At least it's not ball.
I think we have to keep it confined within the sport.
It looks that way.
Just want to call him Ken Backboard.
John O'Hare's done a good job here in the beginning of the second half. Underneath the basket, goes to the line again. John just returned from Ireland, where he played for the national junior team in Ireland, and I was talking to him last night. He had 49 points against Portugal. John's parents from Ireland.
That's not exactly a restful evening.
No, and he said he had a real nice 2-week trip over there, and he was invited to come back and play next year. Well, this would be an interesting thing to see what happens here, if the referee's going to let him step in, and he doesn't take it away because it was 2 green players and the basket scored.
A little disorganized.
Good.
Oh, guy rolling into the bench. Good pass. Block shot. Called jump ball. Both referees blowing the whistle. The underneath referee made the call. Did you get hold of his name, John?
The underneath referee, I have his name. It's Tom Ross, and that's the one I knew.
Pass inside, sort of a fadeaway shot, no good. Rebounded, and the North gets it back again. Physical game this is turning into. Okay, I see the forms are getting passed around for the tournament team.
Well, I have to fill mine out. It's going to be tough. There's been a lot of good ball players in the 2 nights that have been out here. Showcase for the seniors.
Is the in the format of that, does there have to be one guy from each division, or can it just?
No, I think they're looking for the 6 best players that were seen in the tournament. Certainly, you'd like to try and spread it out over the 4 areas. And I think from what I've seen, these teams have been fairly balanced. That probably will happen.
Okay, ball pulling up and scoring.
Ball shoots the ball well.
Through the rim.
Through the rim.
That isn't going to work. We got to think of something else.
Kenny, come on now.
It's about Smith.
I think we'll just stay with Kenny Ball. He knows who he is, and everyone else out there probably knows who he is. So.
That ball took off. I think it was off his foot.
A little bit of a drop kick there, yes.
Ooh. Lay back and punt. But the North is winning, so I don't know why they would want to do that. It's 60-51, still in and around that 10-point margin. It fluctuates a little bit. Ooh, rolled around the rim. Kenny Ball didn't get the shot.
John O'Hare again with an offensive rebound, and again draws a foul, and if he can convert the foul shots, can cut this to a 7-point deficit.
Now one rolls in. 60-52. In case you're just getting back for the second half, there's 14:45 left to go. My name is Tom Johnson. I'm joined with John Zeke to bring you all the action of this 11th annual Delaware County Coaches Association All-Star Game, All-Star Tournament Championship game. A little bit of a pick set up there. It didn't help out too much. Some new faces in there for the North, trying to figure out who they are. Jim Lynham on the break. Throws up a weak layup. He was under pressure at the time.
I'm going to tell you that Jimmy did not shoot a layup on that. Jimmy threw that ball up to allow Hardy to get the ball. That was not a shot. Yeah,
he used
I'd bet money on that. If we could stop this game and ask Jimmy that. Jimmy set Hardy up for that shot. Hardy just couldn't convert. Nice strong move in there by John O'Hare again. John has really played well here in the second half and has, I'd say, been very instrumental in leading the West team back.
Okay, it's 60-55, a 5-point game now. The West starting to close the gap a little bit. I don't know whether that's because of the new people in for the North. I see Tony Nash is back in. He's not exactly new. 23. Ted Evans. 21. It's Chris McCabe. Shot was short. Followed by number 24 is missed. Second follow goes astray. Ball picks up the rebound. Is going 2-on-3. Oh, good use of the glass. Number 25, Steve Gronkowski. The only Garnet Valley rep here today.
That was a timeout there for a good timeout for the North team because they're a little out of sync right now, and they've let the West team get back into the ball game. So that was a very fine move by Vankowski using the glass to deposit those last 2 points.
Okay, you see the West team right now. They're on the roll. They're trying to get back into this game. Back into this game. They're trying to get the lead right now. And with 13:35 left, it is still anybody's ball game. What you would expect a championship game to be. So I look down on my roster, the North All-Stars. They're represented by schools such as Archbishop Carroll, Conestoga, Glen Mills, Harriton, Lower Merion, Marple, Newtown, and Radnor. On the west side, Cardinal O'Hara, which sent the most, 5 people. Garnet Valley, Penncrest, Springfield, and Strathaven, the host school here this afternoon. Okay, the North will have possession. They're up by 3. Willie Reed inbounded to number 21. McCabe looking for help. Just shot. Number 13 off, follow, doesn't go. Rebound again, blocked shot.
Yeah, Jim Hardy came up with the block and got the ball at the line and on a break now.
Ball did a good job getting a finger on the ball. And Hardy, 22. Jim Hardy, yeah, number 22. Gil Spencer did the game where Springfield played Ridley, and he really liked Hardy's performance. Hardy was a very aggressive player in that game.
Well, he's our leading scorer in tonight's game at halftime with 12 points and has picked up a few more here additionally in the second half. So, again, Hardy, a very fine player out of Skip Worley's fine program at Springfield.
Vankowski going down, gets stripped. Back the other way. He's not going to get the fast break this time. Lynham cuts him off around the front. Shot from the right side of the key, short off the rim, picked up by Ball. Slow it down, has Lynham giving him relief. Down in the corner for Hardy. Back to Lynham, over to Ball. Hardy, down the lane. Off balance, left hand, doesn't go, rebound, breaking, and it's going to be an easy layup for number 24, the North All-Stars, Willie Reed. Out of Glen Mills, he is 6'3". Lynham back the other way. Almost a steal, not quite. Tried it again, this time he got him with the body foul. McCabe doesn't believe it. I think he fouled him.
Yeah, he's reaching in, and it's not really a very good defensive play when you reach. If you're going to pick it clean, fine, but he got caught on that.
Hey, he tried it once. He wasn't successful the first time. He came right back and tried it again. He had a little more success, but he had to do a little fouling to get that success. Dickerson's back in the game. Oh, that was a hard hit inside. It's going to be the North's ball. In there for the West, like a ton of bricks, you could say, is Jay Armitage out of Cardinal O'Hara. Shot was off for number 25. He gave Kenny Wilson a shot, an impact he won't forget for a few minutes. Armitage again. Shot doesn't go. Rebound the other way. Up the left-hand side. West back on defense well. Wilson, the top of the circle, goes inside, pass up top, going down the right side, uses the right, scoots out, and out of bounds. Fast moving sequence, the pace is really starting to pick up. With 11 minutes left to go, it's still a 3-point game, 62-59. Shot. Short off the rim, gets hung up on top. And that's going to be called out of bounds the other direction. West will take control. Okay, in for the North, you've got Craig Jacoby's back in the game. Dave Engel back in. Willie Reed checks out. Wilson's still in there. And a couple other players that I'll pick up. Armitage, strong, short off the rim, rebound, out of bounds. Ooh. Wilson thought a last touch by a West player. Wasn't.
Well, a lot of times the players and the officials don't agree on the call. Most of the time, the coaches and the officials don't agree on the call.
Yeah, Iorio's back in the game. Armitage, off. I think that's who he's in there for against Armitage, to give him some heat. Down the lane, basket goes away. Sprung out to Dickerson, down on the right side. Feed pass, didn't quite get there. Armitage follows, gets stripped. Back the other way, as Wilson, left-handed layup goes. Kenny Wilson, hobbling a little bit, but it was a good effort. Hobbling a little more.
Dave Engel, for the North All-Stars, did a very fine job that time in stripping the ball away from Armitage and getting the ball up the floor to Wilson for allowing him to make this attempt at a three-point play.
Okay, Kenny Wilson is going to stay in and shoot his shots. I don't see anybody from the bench getting up, so I guess he's going to stay in. Dickerson. Right-hand side, looking for the lane, didn't have it. Oh, out of bounds, trying to find Armitage was number 13, Mike Brannon, Cardinal O'Hara. Trying to go up was Ioro, didn't get it, got stripped. Dickerson was just out of reach. Loose ball. Back the other way. Loose ball again. And you got fresh players coming in and out like that. You're going to have a fast tempo game, John.
Yeah, and again, turnovers are characteristic of an all-star game. Hard to know where the player's going to be when you're playing with someone for the first time.
65-59 with 9:30 left to go in the game. Shot short, lands dead right below the basket. Dickerson picks up the ball. Goes over to Armitage. It drives the lane, shoots and scores. Okay, Kenny Wilson's going to get that rest he so justly deserves. Showing a strong performance in there. Okay, flying through the air was Dickerson. He's going to get called with the foul. I was just going to mention Jacoby's doing a good job against Dickerson so far.
Yeah, Jacoby plays very good positional defense, and he contains Dickerson. Dickerson has a little more quickness, but he's done a good job of containing him and not allowing him to penetrate.
The pass into Ioro was knocked out. We'll get another shot at it on the other side of the rim now. He's having trouble finding somebody. Finally picks up 32, Nash. Ioro strong to the basket. (67-61). North pulling out a little bit again. Armitage, good reverse layup. Almost getting stripped right there. Trying to go baseline foul is going to be on number 21, Sean Rothwell out of Pencrest. It's 67-63. 6 fouls for the North, though. Once they go in the penalty, the West might be able to make up some of them points at the line. Shot was in and out. Rebound picked up. Dickerson Going to the basket, dishes off, shot goes good, number 23, Mark Kratzner. Springfield, 6'4" senior. Loose ball, oh, beautifully kept in to stop a backcourt. And there goes the shot in nicely. 32, Tony Nash. Driving, gets blocked. Over in the corner. No good. Rebound, looking for help. Taking it himself. Number 14 for the North, Chris Dowd, Archbishop Carroll. I haven't seen too much of him. Block foul before the shot.
Is fourth.
Armored sits down. 69-65 is the score. 7:25 left to go. Shot goes good. Oreo. And he puts it up to 71. North still ahead. The West's only lead came in early going of the game. It was 3-0, then 3-2. Shot rolled away. Went out of bounds. Number 14, Chris Dowd. Timeout called by the West team. And John, I guess it's getting down to about 7 minutes. The West is going to have to make a move. They have to make a run.
Well, I think that it's still anybody's game at this point in time. I believe that the West team does need to, as you say, make a little bit of a run. But the important thing now is to go down and get a good shot each time. You want to try and cut down on those number of turnovers and continue to stay on the defensive boards. So I still think it's a good game, and it could go either way at this point in time.
Okay, you see a shot of the North right now. They're in auto. I think they can. They're starting a sense of victory, but they don't want to get too. You know, they got to work for another 7 minutes.
Well, the West
maintain it.
The West team has done a good job of cutting into the lead. It was a 10-point halftime deficit, and had it, I guess, as close as 2 here. 6 right now, and they're going to get the ball back. So anything can happen, as I say, with 7:10 left to play.
Okay, the West go with Dickerson, Hardy, 21, Rothwell,
John O'Hare and Eric Warren. It's a good team they have out there. They have some size and some scoring ability and some speed. So this is a good club they put on the floor.
Warren, a new player into the flow, takes his first shot, gets blocked away. Iorio underneath, under pressure, 73-65, 6:44 left to go in the game. Dickerson going down the lane, swatted away by DiOrio. Not that time. Shot goes in. Dickerson picks up the loose ball. Chance to cut it to 4. They do.
There's Jim Hardy again along that baseline, and that's his spot. Along the baseline, the open shot, he's going to stick it.
I think the North, they got Chris Dowd in there. I think they need another guard in there right now. Seems to be having a little trouble right now. He wasn't in the first half that I saw.
Well, Chris did get him just a little bit in the first half, and I think the biggest problem now is he's playing against 2 very super quick guards in Rothwell and Dickerson, and that always causes a problem when you're meeting someone that quick. And of course, off of your comment, here comes back in Eric Ramsey from Glen Mills, and I see Kenny Myers out there, also from Harriton. So they're going to counter quickness with quickness. Billy Kirshner checks back in for the West All-Stars.
Ball's back in there, too.
Ball's always in the game.
I just came back in.
No, the ball's always in the game. Oh, that ball.
That ball, yeah.
See, it's very confusing.
Get confused.
Ken Ball.
Can't get confused with Hardy right there. Going up the ball, who you can get confused with. Hardy inside. Takes his shot. Pretty shot. 75 to 70. It was 160 there for a second, and the scorekeeper threw the wrong switch. That would be an interesting score. Nets hung up. A lot of people were screaming for the walk because the way he set up his jump shot. I don't know. It could go either way.
Well, the West coaches are at a Catholic leg, and you don't do that in a Catholic leg. But the guy who shot the ball wasn't, so he does it his way.
Okay, Ball with the ball. Finally up top. Oh, that one didn't go for Hardy. Now wide open is going to be D'Orio. Crams it in there. First clean slam of the night. I didn't think we were going to see too many of them. They're easy to do in practice, but not that easy to do in a game.
Well, you don't get many opportunities during the course of a game where you're open enough where you can get it, but Mike did have it that time and put it down. Nice defensive play by Bill Kirshner there to deflect it out of bounds. And here the West is down the floor trying to exert more pressure.
Okay, they've got 3 people back. They broke the press. Blocked away. And up into the end seats, number 15 for the West All-Stars. Bill Kirshner. Left-handed shot. Does he take a good left-handed shot?
Is that by Bishop? He's left-handed, so I hope.
I thought I saw him shooting right-handed.
No, he's lefty. You see it again.
Yeah, okay.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's real good. Coach, you take that anytime.
Now he has 12 points next year. Only 8 this game, but 12 next year.
I don't know if he's going to be shooting 3-pointers all the time next year.
I do.
Okay.
I think he's better from that area.
Will he be just seeing end of the game action then, or will he be in there?
It's hard to say. I don't know where he ends up and what type of team he's going to finally end up with and what they expect at him, but no doubt about him having great range and a very fine touch. I think if this West team could get this game tied up, then it certainly would be anybody's game because they've been playing from behind all evening. And momentum might swing a little bit in their favor, but they don't seem to be able to overcome this 6-point deficit. 6 to 8, they've been hanging around the entire second half.
Okay. Hardy. Long shot, little long. Ball, the rebound. Discretion, the better part of Bauer in that instance. Down the lane, didn't quite go. Loose ball picked up by the North. West pressuring a little bit more at both ends of the court. Iorio had it momentarily. Inside Wilson. Ball is picked up before it goes out of bounds by the West team. So they take control. There's that 6-point lead again.
Yeah, well, that was a big defensive series for the West. They had to hold there, which they did, and they need a score here, and John O'Hare tries to go over Mike Iorio and doesn't get it.
There's going to be a foul underneath on Hardy. Hurting again is Wilson. He's getting banged up tonight.
Team 6.
Ken Wilson hanging tough, though. The West is swarming. It paid off. Reverse layup doesn't go. Tapped up again. Finally, Hardy drops it. It's 81-77. This is the closest they've been, is 4. Let's see if they can crack that barrier. North taking their time and harassed and finally fouled by number 14 for the West, John O'Hare.
Yeah, I don't think they really wanted Wilson with the ball in that position, and they're lucky to get the foul situation and get a one-on-one opportunity here as they're in the bonus. Wilson trying to sneak down that sideline, and John just couldn't get in front of him. Committed the foul.
2:36 left to go in the game. I think it's getting about time we start thinking about All-Star this game. So Jim Lynham checks back in. Assuming the North hangs on the win, you got to consider a lot of people. Bishop with the outside jump shots. You have to consider Iorio from Archbishop Carroll. He had 7 points in the first half, but he really started to assert himself into the second half.
Yeah, I would say if it stays this way, my vote would go for Mike Iorio. I think Mike has been the difference in the two teams tonight. His presence in there on defense, his rebounding ability, and of course the scoring that he's given his team.
And along those lines, I think you could give honorable mention to Kenny Wilson, who's played a tough game. Getting banged around, he just picked up a foul right there. But he's had a smile on his face the whole game.
Yeah, Ken's done a real fine job for his club off of the boards, and as you say, he's been banged inside all night long and done a good job when Mike was not in the game.
Dickerson for the West side has been a strong influence down there, along with this gentleman shooting a foul shot, Hardy. And Dickerson gets a call to come back in, trying to keep this game interesting. It's 83-77. It's 6 points. Hardy could make it 5. Doesn't get it. A lot of hand slapping around. Hardy picks up the loose ball, tries to rifle a pass through, gets tapped by a Northern player. They're going to get another crack at it.
Well, once again, they need a basket, and of course Hardy missing those 2 fouls didn't help. And here we have a steal.
Almost knocked in off of a block. Ooh, rolled out. Dickerson finally gets it. Persistence does count.
Steal by John O'Hare and a rebound by Dickerson, and a follow gets them that 4-point deficit, but they once again.
Oh, I saw about 10 arms going around and around calling a travel, and the only one that didn't was the referee, and that's the one that counts.
Yeah, he's the one who has a final say over all this. That's why they give him that funny-looking shirt.
His third.
As a fan yells, wipe your glasses off.
I would think that would be a West fan. Shot rolls in. It's a 5-point lead. That could make a difference. Dickerson checks out. With a minute 50, I don't know if that's going to be the last we see of him tonight. I think 15, Kirshner's in there for the defense right now. If they get set up offensively again, I wouldn't be surprised if he got back up again.
Well, Billy's a very fine shooter, too, and they have Jimmy Lineman running the point now, and you'll see if Billy gets an open shot, he won't be afraid to take it.
Good,
and he is a good defensive player, as you mentioned. We're back to 4.
Kirkpatrick with the basket. Loose ball. 4-on-1 break. I don't know if I'd do it that way. Well, then again, maybe I would. Oh, the shot didn't go. Kept in by Bishop. Oh, Hardy blocked the shotgun pass. Down the lane, passed off, layup, and a 3-point play.
Well, that play was really set up by Jim Hardy. Made a tremendous defensive play at half court because he had the presence of mind to keep the ball in front of him and advance the ball up to John O'Hare, who dished the ball off to Kirkpatrick, flying down the left side, and he scored and draws the foul. Chance to cut it to 1 point.
Very important basket. We're talking the difference between tie and win right now. They play in overtime this game?
Yes, if it would be a tie, I'm not sure whether it's 3-minute overtime or whether they'll go with the college rule, which would be 5 minutes. In the past, I've seen them even go sudden death. But
First basket?
Yeah, they have in the past to stay on time. Kind of interesting idea, sudden death. You really play hard.
Well, it is going to be that 1 point. A minute 12 is a lot of time, though.
Well, this is only going to muddy the waters a little bit in terms of who the MVP will be and members of the all-tournament team, because both teams have played very well up to this point in time. And
it's a good thing.
It's difficult.
Wait for almost to the end of the game before you have to make those decisions. A lot of time things are picked out about 3 minutes, 4 minutes left to go, and then an outstanding player wins the game for somebody, and they're denied of that dubious honor.
That's very true.
Mentioned this. I guess you could call it a showcase for some of the college scouts that are here. Lafayette College is here, Drexel's here, Widener is here. Obviously, Caprini College is here, Cheney, Pharmacy, Delaware County Community, and the Delco campus at Penn State.
In addition to the schools you've mentioned, Artie Latowski, a local fellow from the Ridley area, who was an assistant at Franklin Pierce, was here last night.
Yeah, they had a listed et al., which means and others.
At all, right. And there's others that were here. And it is an opportunity for local coaches as well as those coaches who have been recruiting athletes all year long to get out and get a final look and express an interest in these young men.
Okay, Bishop is underneath the basket. West coming out knowing exactly what they have to do. They've got Hardy in there, Kirkpatrick in there, got Ball in there. Wilson in a lot of heat. Had Bishop for a while, going to hang on to it. Down the right side. Bishop with the ball. They're going to take their time, of course. They're not in a hurry for anything.
Plenty of time here, and they really don't want to come out and foul the West All-Stars. They want to really play good, hard defense, not really commit a foul, and try and come up with a steal.
Yeah, they got plenty of time before they have to foul.
Good block by Hardy. Another block by Hardy. So two big defensive plays by Jim Hardy down here.
Yeah, we got to start thinking about the west side of the coin.
That's right.
And I think Hardy was in that bracket.
You don't want to foul here still. There's still plenty of time left in this ball game. If you can create a turnover, that's what you want. You want the ball. You don't want to put them on the charity stripe.
Wilson.
20 seconds left now.
Got to think about fouling now.
15.
And Kenny Ball does just that. Sends him to the line with 12 seconds. Okay, if he makes both of them, that's tough. But if he misses or he makes one of the one-and-one, you're still within reach. It's still within tie reach. It's not like it's a 2-point thing. It's just a 1-point deficit.
Well, with 12 seconds here, the one thing you want to make sure is that you have everybody in there to check out, which you can see the West team does because they need the ball back on a miss. Now the pressure's on a shooter, even if it's an all-star game.
Yeah. All right, it's a 2-point game now.
West calls all-stars call time here.
Yeah, now it's a little different. If he can make this next shot, I think they got it. But if he misses and the West team comes down, doesn't rush it too fast, but does get a good shot, make a few good passes, find the open man, it could be an interesting thing. We could see overtime. We see a close-up right now of the West All-Stars concentrating.
With 12 seconds left, I'm sure they're talking about the fact that exactly what you're saying. Should they miss, what do they need to do to go down and look for the score to tie? Should it be a good goal here, good foul try, excuse me, and with a 3-point lead, they want to get the ball down as quickly as possible, attempt to get a score, and then get a timeout, because I'm sure they probably have a timeout left to stop the clock.
Well, if the North gets this basket, the West is going to have to run up the court like gangbusters and get a basket real quick and hope to draw the foul. The North can technically play very conservative defense, slow them down, make them eat up a lot of time getting there. I mean, even let them get the inside shot. It's still a 1-point lead, and then all they have to do is run down the clock. If they get fouled, they're back on the line shooting again. I don't know. If they get this, they've got the basket cushion.
We'll find out and see what happens right now.
If not, it's going to be very interesting. At
21.
the line.
Chris McCabe, right?
There's the 3 points. No press, as you can see it. They're going to let him come up. They're telling him. Now slow him down a little bit. All right, they're getting inside. Gets the shot. Doesn't get the basket. Get the rebound. No foul. Hardy to follow. Gets the basket. Time is out. Wait a second. Did they get the timeout fast enough?
No, I don't think so. I think that the
that's
timeout was signaled for after the buzzer, and a good foul by Jim Hardy there at the end, but little too late for the West All-Stars, but a very fine ball game. Final score, North All-Stars 87, West All-Stars 86.
Okay, great game. John, went down to the end just like last night's. Your thoughts on the game as a whole as you see them shake hands?
Well, again, two fine teams, well-played ball game by both squads, and I think that either team certainly had the opportunity to win. I do believe that the West team did a real good job negating the size of the North All-Stars, and it was a game where you don't like to see anybody lose, but have to pick a winner in basketball. They played to a final score.
Okay, so the champions of the Delaware County Coaches Association All-Star Basketball Tournament is the Northern Division, defeating the Western Division by a final score of 87-86. Once again, I'd like to thank Mike Cunningham, our production coordinator for today's game, Doug Gasson, our producer, Tom Scales, our cameraman, along with Dave Hardy and Bob Joyce, who also did camera, John Zeke, who did color commentating for me. Thank you again, John. Robbie Byers, who stopped by every once in a while to offer his comments. And for the entire Dimension Cable staff, I'm Tom Johnson. I'm going to try and get an interview after the game, assuming I can. Thank you all.
I just happened to be the MVP. I'm proud of it.
Yeah, the coaches from a lot of universities were hanging around. Do you think a lot of the guys were trying to showcase their ability a little bit?
Yes, I just came out there and played, showed the best, and then just had a great game, really.
Okay, well, thanks a lot for joining us. Congratulations on that, and congratulations on your high school career. Are you going to Textile,
Yes,
I heard?
Yes.
Did you sign with them?
Not yet.
But you
next
will be?
week, yeah.
Okay, congratulations.
Okay, thank you.
Have a good time. For the crew, Mike Cunningham, the cameramen, everybody involved with Channel 31, I'd like to thank them. This kid right here is Robbie Byers, all right? This is the guy that came in and kept scoring a couple of games for me, Rob. I thought you might wanted to see his face. Okay, well, thank Robbie. Thank you, Rob.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm Tom Johnson. So long, everybody.